Welcome to your session 2, core and glutes. We will work into resistance and into repattering and how you move to stabilize your whole movement, to let you feel better, stronger. And we also will get into dynamic load. So, which props do you need today? You have your 2 blocks, you have a resistance band, and you will need one weight. I have the 3 kilo here, but you can also go for 1.5 or 2 kilo. So, and then let's get started. We will meet into all 4. We spread our fingers wide, wrists underneath your shoulders. And now tuck your toes and really press your toes into the mat. Notice how this is activating your core. So for some of us, we can really press down the toe mounts as well. Then intentionally draw your shoulder blades away from the spine. Again, belly button backward. Deep inhale, exhale. Deep inhale. On an exhale, hover your knees. Inhale here. On an exhale, we slowly shift our hips over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Once more. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center, exhale, release. Sit back onto your shins and then roll your wrists in one direction, in the other direction. Let's land back into all 4. We will find our resistance band. You really need to notice where your strength is now at the current moment to decide which strength you have. So maybe it's the medium size, maybe it's a heavier size, maybe you're just diving into the light resistance. You can always add on once you progress. So we will bring the resistance band around the top of our feet, getting into our glutes, hamstrings. And then place your hands back onto the mat, wrists underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers wide, knees and hips are stacking. Ground on the top of your left foot and really try to keep the top of your left foot grounded. We then want to pull again our belly button backward in order to stabilize our lower back so that we are not arching our lower back. Intentionally push the floor away. This will give you lightness into your wrists. And then ground on the top of your left foot. Lift your right knee. Right knee is bent. Find your edge. Hips are squared. From there we pulse. Inhale, lower. Exhale, we lift. Belly button backward. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, lift. Once more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold. Micro pulses to the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. On an inhale, we straighten. Do your best. Exhale, we bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, bend. Once more. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, bend. Hold. And then release. In between sides. Sway your hips from side to side, maybe sway your shoulders from side to side, whatever feels good. And then let's get into the stability foundation first. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees and hips are stacked. Ground on the top of your right foot, belly button backward, shoulders or shoulder blades rather away from the spine. And then lift your left knee. So your left knee is facing down, hips are squared, belly button backward. From there we pulse. Inhale, lower. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, lift. Next time we hold. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold. Micro pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. On an inhale, we straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, bend, and then release. Shake out your hips. And let's get into our core. Keep the resistance band as it is, and then just lift into your high plank. Shoulder blades away from the spine. A deep inhale. On an exhale, tap your right knee towards your right elbow triceps. To the left, to the right. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release for a moment. Shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. Roll your wrists. And then let's do 2 more rounds. Ground down, spread your fingers wide, land into your high plank. We start with the right. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. Roll your wrists, whatever feels good. And let's do the last round. Lift into your high plank. We start to the right. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. Let go of the resistance band. And slowly hover your knees. Send your sit bones towards the ceiling. We're in this kind of short down dog situation. Just checking out our hips. Maybe sway from side to side. Feel a little stretch in your right side body, left side body. And then step your right leg forward. Release your rib cage onto your thighs. Let your head hang heavy. The next inhale, find your 2 blocks. 1 block, either middle setting to the front, and the second block, low setting lengthwise. So it's around 2 block length away from the front block. You will step your feet onto the block. Your toes are at the edge of the block and your heels are hovering. So maybe the middle setting of the block is fine, that you really can place and wrap your hands around the block. Maybe you need to bring the block highest setting. Wherever you are, keep your knees bent. Press your toe mounts, toes into the blocks, or into the block rather, and really feel the activation in your hamstrings, but also into your glutes. On an inhale, we start to lift our heels. On an exhale, lower the heels towards the floor. This will stretch your calf muscles. On an inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower, but keep on pressing your feet into the block wherever they're touching the block. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. 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 Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. And now release. Release the blocks to the side. And then vertebra per vertebra all the way up, Tadasana. Once you're there, shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. Walk your feet in. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Take a deep inhale. On an exhale, first squeeze your thighs, belly button backward, and then lift your heels. Try to really squeeze your heels together. This gives you the stability. A deep inhale. On an exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Once more. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Release. Find your 1 block and place it to the right, lowest setting. And then step your right foot onto the block. The second foot is on the floor. In this kind of squat situation, bring your hands in front of your chest. We send the weight over into the right. Lift your left leg, step your left foot behind. On an inhale, step to the left, exhale, behind. Inhale to the left. Exhale behind. Inhale the left, squatting. Exhale behind. Inhale we squat. Exhale behind. Inhale we squat. Ooh, exhale behind. Inhale we squat. Exhale behind. Inhale squat. Exhale behind. Two more. Inhale squat. Exhale behind. Inhale squat. Exhale behind. Hold. Deep inhale. On an exhale squat. Hold. Send your hips backward. Micro pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo, release. Shake out your legs. Then send the block over to the left. And let's get ready for the second side. Let's get into this, so to say, elevated squat situation. Bend your knees, hands in front of your chest. Weight shift into your left leg. Hover your right, step behind. Inhale, we squat. Exhale behind. Inhale, we squat. Exhale behind. Inhale, squat. Exhale behind. Inhale, squat. Exhale behind. Inhale, squat. Exhale behind. Inhale, squat. Exhale behind. Two more. Inhale, squat. Exhale behind. Inhale, squat. Exhale behind. Hold. Deep inhale. On an exhale, squat. Hold. Deep inhale. Micro pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. Release. Shake out your legs. Come to sternus. Shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. Release the block to the side. And then widening your feet. Mat wide. Toes are facing forward. Belly button backward. Hands onto your hips. Start to bend your knees. Squat situation. What usually happens, our knees are falling inward. Keep them facing outward and really stacking over your ankles. And slowly lower your hips and find your one weight. Turn your toes facing outward. We bring the weight in between our hands. And now on an inhale, we straighten. Take a moment to let the weight hang heavy towards the floor. Feel the lengthening of your upper body. So, be playing with resistance here. And with the gravity. So gravity is always there. It's always pulling us to the floor. And naturally, our muscles are resisting. Otherwise, you would land flat on our face on the floor. Now, we're adding on with this weight. The gravity is stronger, pulling us even more. Muscles are more resisting to keep us upright, so to say, and this really will help into your strength, but also into your flexibility, lengthening while strengthening. So let's do it. On an inhale, you squat, toes 45-degree angle. On an exhale, towards straightening. Inhale, bend. Really think about flat back when you're lowering down. Maybe this is your end range. Maybe you can send your hips all the way down. On an inhale, we straighten. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, lower. 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 Two more. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, lower. Now inhale, straighten. Hold. Let the weight hang heavy. Deep inhale. Exhale. we're adding balance in order to really activate all those muscles, all those neglected muscles in our feet, ankle, and that our brain getting signals from our muscles. Ooh, we are kind of like not in the usual surrounding. What can we do? So strengthening communication, neuromuscular activation. We lift our heels, feel calf muscles working. On an exhale, lower your heels, bend your knees. On an inhale, we rise, lift your heels. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Try to lengthen your spine. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, we lift your heels. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Now shake out your hips for a moment. And then make your way up. Let the weight hang heavy. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Deep inhale. On an exhale, let's switch up the movement. So on an inhale, again, lower hips down. And really think about flat back. Resist from rounding your lower back. This is just paying into lower back pain. Really want to lengthening our lower back to find a release here. Maybe this is your end range. Maybe this. And then wherever your end range is, try to widening your knees, feel your glutes working. This is the one thing. And then we bring the hands in front of our chest. And now we start straightening our legs, swinging the weight through. What we always want is a flat back here, so no rounding. So maybe this means your knees stay micro-bent. Maybe your legs are straight, but then pull your kneecaps up and really don't cheat on yourself. Keep it flat back there. On an inhale, we lower down. Find your end range, widening your knees. On an exhale, swing the weight in between your legs. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, swing. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, swing. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, swing. So upper body is also working. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, swing. Belly button backward. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, swing. 3 more. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, swing. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, swing. Last one. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, swing. Hold. Maybe knees stay micro bend. Maybe your legs are straight. Let your head hang heavy. Keep on swinging your weight through. Really feel the work in your upper body as well. Shoulders away from your ears. Deep inhale. Exhale. You try to bring at least 2 or 3 in one into one movement to be efficient. Whole body approach. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. On an exhale, vertebra per vertebra, all the way up, shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. Let the weight hang heavy. Little reset. And then walk your feet in. Let's get more into our loaded stretches. Bring the weight into your left hand. And then bring your right hand onto your right hip. Let's get into chair pose. Send the weight of your hips backward. Again, think flat back here, belly button backward, shoulders away from your ears. Step your right leg forward. You're in this kind of standing runners. Find your edge here. Maybe it's this, maybe a little bit deeper, but really lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. On an inhale, we straighten. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Hold. Flat back. Micro pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel in your glutes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can stay here, belly button backward, or bring your hand around the weight and we will swing the weight forward. You do you. You don't have to do it now. Belly button backward and then reach forward. Hold. Deep inhale. Exhale wherever you are. It's good. Deep inhale. Exhale one more breath wherever you are. Deep inhale. Boom. Exhale, release. Check out your legs. Very good. Reset for the second side. Weight into your right hand. Hand onto your left hip. Take your chair pose. We send our left leg forward, standing runners. Notice where your end range, your edge is here. Flat back thinking, belly button backward. From there we pulse. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. 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 3 more. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. Hold. From there, flat back first, then micropulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, belly button, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. Maybe wrap your hand around when you want to swing forward, belly button backward, and then reach forward. Deep inhale, exhale, deep inhale, exhale, one more breath, deep inhale, boom, exhale, release. Take a moment to let the weight hang heavy. Deep inhale, exhale, deep inhale. Exhale, one more breath. Deep inhale, and now switch to bring the weight into your hands like this. Turn your toes facing outward. Gentle bend of your legs, and then let your head dangle and let the weight dangle over the floor. Maybe knees stay bent. Maybe start straightening your legs. But really try to bring your rib cage as close towards your thighs as you can. Unclench your jaw. Deep inhale. Exhale, deep inhale, exhale, one more breath, deep inhale, on an exhale, bend your knees to release the weight, and then vertebra per vertebra, all the way up, Tadasana, shoulders up to your ears, exhale them down, walk your feet in. Hands in front of your chest. Deep inhale. On an exhale, high onto your tippy toes. Squeeze your thighs, belly button backward. This is really the stability. Transverse abdominis, inner corset of your muscles. This can only be strengthened through pulling the belly button backward. No crunches of the world will help with this. And then start bending your knees. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your heels higher onto your tippy toes if you can. And then aim for bringing your torso parallel, think flat back into your lower back. Now reach your arms forward, clasp your hands except for your index fingers, hold, deep inhale, exhale, and deep inhale, on an exhale, release. Shake out your legs, find your 2 blocks, highest setting underneath your hands. And then step your left leg backward, and lower your left knee down. Just get into a gentle runner stretch of the right leg. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. The next inhale, walk the blocks in between your ankle and knee. Leap of faith, push your hands into the block. A deep inhale, on an exhale, lift your right leg, hold. A deep inhale, on an exhale, start to bend your right knee. Do your best. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, bend. Any tiny inch and any attempt counts. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Now exhale, release. Take your forward fold. It gets better over time. Just play with yourself and just think about it like this, that you just telling your muscles and brain that something is new, that you're exploring your body in 360 degree. And This is really staying curious. So now walk the blocks forward, bend your front knee, frame your front foot, 90-degree angle of your knee and ankle, and then lift your left knee. Let's play, let's get some movement in. Lift your left leg, your glutes are working. On an exhale, tap your left knee behind your right calf, lower your left knee down. On an inhale, we kick back, exhale, tap, lower down. Notice how your glutes are working. Inhale, kick back, exhale, tap, lower down, getting into the mobility. Inhale, kick back, exhale, tap, lower down. Inhale, kick back, exhale, tap, lower down. Two more. Inhale, kick back, exhale, tap, lower down. Inhale, we kick back, exhale, tap, lower down. Hold, lengthening your spine, intentionally push into the blocks. Feel your upper body working. Deep inhale, on an exhale, straighten your right leg forward. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, hold. Deep inhale. On an exhale, bend your right knee. Step your left leg backward. Shake out your hips. And then left foot next to the right. Just to switch sides, step back with your right leg, lower your right knee down. And first give yourself a gentle stretch of your left leg. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. On an exhale, walk the blocks backward. So this is working hip flexors, your core, a little bit of the coordination, mobility of your hips and leg. Press your hands into the block. Remember, any attempt counts. Deep inhale, on an exhale, start lifting your left leg. On an inhale, we bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Once more. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, straighten. And now release. Take a forward fold. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. On an exhale, lift your torso. Bend your front knee just to walk the blocks forward, to frame your front foot. And lift the right knee. Press the hands into the block. And then let's move. Kick your right leg up. On an exhale, tap behind, lower down. Inhale, we kick back. Exhale, tap, lower down. Inhale, 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 kick back. Exhale, tap, lower down. Last one. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, tap, lower down. First, take a moment to really press your hands into the blocks. Feel your core working. Now on an inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, we bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, bend. Two more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Hold for a moment. And then bend your left knee. Kick your right leg backward just to step your right foot next to the left. Release over your upper body. Dangle from side to side. Deep inhale. Exhale. Set the blocks aside. And let's get some flowy, fluid movements in. Vertebral per vertebral. All the way up, Tadasana. This is really training the coordination of your brain muscles, movement, triggering our balance, just being joyful, hands in front of your chest. Take a deep inhale. On an exhale, bend your knees, chair pose. Send the weight of your hips backward. Weight shift into your right leg. Scoop your right hip under. Hover your left. Kick your left leg forward. Deep inhale. On an exhale, bend your left knee. Kick your left leg backward. Crisscross over to the right. Deep inhale. On an exhale, center. On an inhale, step forward. You're mixing it up. On an exhale, kick back. Swing. And this time, try to not touch your left foot down. On an inhale, swing back. On an exhale, step back. Take a moment. We always want to establish the sense of alignment into our high crescent, which means, first of all, we're widening our feet. We're on two parallel tracks. So your left foot is not behind the right. Then we want to bring our back heel over our toes. This maybe means you need to micro bend your back knee. Give yourself enough space for the stance so that you can bring your front knee and ankle stacking. Yes. Now scoop your right hip under. Front hip points facing forward. This will activate your core. Reach your arms up. Take a deep inhale. On an exhale, fly your arms back. Now for you the option. Front knee can stay bent. Maybe you start straightening your front leg. You do you. On an inhale, we rise. On an exhale, tap down. Inhale, straighten your front leg. On an exhale, bend. Fly your arms back. Front knee bend or straighten. On an inhale, we rise. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, we lift. On an exhale, bend. Fly arms back. Front knee bend or straightening. Last one. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, we rise. Wait. Then fly your arms back. Maybe you stay here or you start bringing your torso parallel. You do you. Deep inhale, front leg is strong, calf muscles are working. On an exhale, we rise back. Inhale here. On an exhale, lower down. Now bring your right hand inside. Kickstand your left leg over and just for a moment, let your hips sink heavy. Reach your left arm up and forward. Deep inhale. On an exhale, shift back and then step your left foot forward. Walk your feet in vertebra per vertebra, all the way up. Shoulders up to your ears, exhale them down. Reset, second side. Hands in front of your chest. Deep inhale. On an exhale, chair pose. Weight shift into your left leg. Scoop your left hip under. Feel your glutes working. Hover your right. Kick your right leg forward. Standing runners. Inhale. On an exhale, we kick back. On an inhale, land. Crisscross. On an exhale, center. Trigger your balance. Step your right leg through. Inhale. On an exhale, we kick back. On an inhale, swing over. Try to not touch your right foot this time. On an exhale, center. Flex your right foot, we land. We set up the posture, widening your feet on two railway tracks, back heel over your toes. And then bend, maybe micro bend your back knee, front knee and ankle stack. Give yourself enough space here. Front hip points facing forward. Your core will be activated through this. Reach your arms up deep. Inhale. On an exhale, fly your arms back. Front knee can stay bent or start straightening. On an inhale, we rise. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, we lift. Front leg straightens. On an exhale, bend. Fly arms back. Front knee bend or start straightening. On an inhale, we lift. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, bend. Fly your arms back. Front knee bend or straightening. Last one. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, we straighten. Stop here. Fly your arms back. Maybe this is your end range, your stop, your edge today. When you want to go further, fold. Strong front leg. I feel my calf muscles. Deep inhale. On an exhale, we rise back. Inhale, we lower down. Exhale, left hand inside. Kickstand your right leg over. It's a modified extended side angle. Let your hips sink heavy. Right arm to the ceiling and forward. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. On an exhale, center. Right foot steps forward. Walk your feet in. Vertebra per vertebra. All the way up, Tadasana. Shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. Hands in front of your chest. And deep inhale. On an exhale, high onto your tippy toes. Start bending your knees. And then send your hips backward. Bring your torso parallel. Flat back. Stay high on your tippy toes. Maybe you can start straightening your legs, but only when you can keep your flat back here. When your legs are straight, then pull your kneecaps up. Deep inhale. Exhale. Squeeze your heels together. Deep inhale. belly button backward, exhale, one more breath, and deep inhale. On an exhale, we all bend our knees, release your heels, dangle your upper body over your legs, ground on your hands, left leg steps backward, right foot follows, high onto your tippy toes, send your sit bones towards the ceiling, take a down dog, shake out your hips, and then release for a moment. Sit back onto your shins, shoulders up to your ears, and then find your one block. Bring it low, setting over to the left, and then place your left forearm onto the block. We will land onto our left hip, ground down your right hand, and then bring your feet in line. We're in this kind of supported forearm side plank. All right, bring your right hand onto your hip and really try to get out of your shoulder. So push the forearm in and your shoulder is going away from your ear. Deep inhale. On an exhale, dip your hip down. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, dip. We're working onto our oblique muscles, side core muscles. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more rounds. Stay with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. When you want to add on, ground on your right foot and slide your left leg through and keep on hovering. Deep inhale, exhale, deep inhale. On an exhale, release. Sit onto your shins in between sides. And then let's go into the right side. Place the block over to the right. I'm just turning that I can see you, you can see me. Right forearm now onto the block. Release your hips, ground on your left hand, and then first bring your feet in line so that you can lift your hip like this, and then bring your left hand onto your hip and really try to lift yourself out of your shoulder. On an inhale, we dip. Exhale, lift. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. You want to add on, press your left foot into the mat, straightening your right leg through. Hold wherever you are. Deep inhale, exhale, deep inhale. On an exhale, release. Sit onto your shins. Deep inhale, exhale, and deep inhale. Exhale, one more breath. Deep inhale. On an exhale, release, and then ground on your right forearm, your left forearm. As you know, I really like to bring my index finger and thumb to touch. Tuck your toes, shoulder blades away from the spine. Take a deep inhale. On an exhale, hover your knees. On an inhale, try to bring your right knee towards your right elbow triceps. Exhale, step back. Inhale, over to the left. Exhale, step back. Inhale to the right. Exhale, step back. Inhale to the left. Exhale, step back. Inhale to the right. Exhale, step back. Inhale to the left. Exhale, step back. 2 more. Inhale to the right. Exhale, step back. Inhale to the left. Exhale, step back. Last one. Inhale to the right. Woo. Exhale, step back. Inhale to the left. Exhale, step back. And then release. Take your child's pose. Draw your hands forward. Bring your forehead down. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Deep inhale. On an exhale, draw your hands over to the right. Release your forehead again. Feel the stretch in your left side body.
Deep inhale. Exhale. On an inhale through center. Exhale. Over to the left. Stretching your right side body. Deep inhale. Exhale. And deep inhale. On an exhale. Back to center. Walk your hands backward. Bring your knees to touch. Shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. And then bring your left hand onto your right knee. Draw your right fingertips behind. Take a twist. Deep inhale. On an exhale, over to the left. Deep inhale. On an exhale, center. Swing your legs forward. Windshield wiper from side to side. And then crisscross your ankles. Bring your hands onto your knees. Shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down. Close your eyes. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more deep inhale. On an exhale, slowly blink open your eyes. Thank you for joining. You did great. Have a great day and see you in the next.